Hey, it's Josiah here from Leisure Travel Vans. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ford Sync 4 infotainment system, which is on all transit chassis. At the core of the Sync 4 system is this screen here in the center of the dash. So this is a 12-inch screen. So this is where you're going to control pretty much all of the functions on the Sync 4 system. Now you can do some settings on the dash as well, but a lot of the settings that you can control using the steering wheel controls on the dash can also be controlled here. And if you don't need to change those settings while you're actually driving down the road, I would recommend changing them on the screen. It's just a little bit easier to navigate than using the dash. I'm going to start by demonstrating a couple of just the different sections of the Sync 4 system. At the bottom here, we have the climate controls. That's all done on the screen. It's very easy to use. If I want to adjust the temperature, for example, I simply tap on the temperature, and I can either use the plus or minus buttons to increase or decrease, or I can use this slider to change the temperature to the temperature that I want. Recirculating air, I can set auto fan. I usually leave it on auto. There's 3 different levels for auto, so choose based on your comfort level. You can hit max defrost. That's just going to focus on defrosting. This button here allows you to choose where you want the airflow, so you can choose to go to the windshield, to go to your face, or to your feet. And if you leave it, it's going to on auto, then it's going to determine that automatically. If you press this button, it will heat the mirrors, AC on and off, and finally fan. You can manually set your fan speed, same way as the temperature, plus minus, or use the slider to control it. And if you set the fan here, it overrides the auto setting. So auto will automatically adjust the fan based on how close it is to the temperature that you want. So that's the climate control settings. There's also a couple physical buttons around here to help with some of the controls. So this is the volume dial. You can adjust your volume of your audio. You can hit power. When the screen is on, it's not going to turn the screen off. It'll just mute the audio. There's a button here that allows you to set your drive mode. So if you press that button, it's going to bring up on the screen the different options, whether normal, eco, slippery, tow, and haul, and you can choose whichever is relevant to the driving conditions that you're in. This max defrost, it's the same as the button that's on the screen. It's going to do the same thing. And finally, this button here just turns the screen to calm screen. So for connectivity, we have a standard USB-A port here. We've got a 12-volt plug here. And up here, we have an additional couple of plugs. We have a USB-C port here, and another 12-volt plug. So it doesn't matter which port you use, both of these ports, whether it's this USB-A port or this USB-C port, both of those ports can be used to connect to Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. First, I'm going to show one of the most commonly asked features on the Sync 4, which is how to change the units. If you have a US coach and you're coming into Canada, you might want to switch it to kilometers per hour, and if you have a Canadian coach and you're going into the US, vice versa. So I'm just going to show how easy it is to do that. First of all, tap on Settings, then simply tap General, and we've got 2 options here. We can independently change the distance units and the temperature units. So if I go to distance units, it's currently set to miles. I can change it to kilometers. And now that I've changed it to kilometers, it's going to show it here as well as here on the digital display. And now I can do the same thing with temperature. So currently it's set to Fahrenheit. I can choose Celsius, and you can see that it's reflected here. It's also reflected here on the dash. So both places are reflected when you change it here. Additionally, when you change the distance units to kilometers, it also changes the units that the fuel economy is shown in. Instead of being shown in miles per gallon, it's shown in liters per 100 kilometer. To take advantage of a lot of the great features of the Sync 4 system, it's best to pair it with your smartphone. So the Sync 4 supports both Android Auto as well as Apple CarPlay. For this demonstration, I'm going to show how to connect an iPhone, but the process is going to be very similar on an Android device. So when you're setting up an iPhone, the easiest way to set up CarPlay is actually just to simply plug in the phone, and it actually walks you through the process. So I'm going to use a USB cable here and plug it in. So plug my phone in, and it pops up and asks me to enable CarPlay. You have to choose enable if you want to use it. And now on my phone, it comes up with a prompt that says, allow CarPlay with Ford Transit while phone is locked. So I can choose allow or not now. If I want to use it, I really have to hit allow. So I'm going to hit allow. And then it comes up with another prompt, says use wireless CarPlay. And this is really handy because then if you get into your coach and you don't have the USB cable connected, it's still going to show CarPlay on here. So I'm going to enable it, and that's it. It's been enabled. Now you can use all of the functions of your phone right here on the dash, including navigation, messaging, and so on. One little tip that I like to share is you can see right now that CarPlay is using up part of the screen, and then the Ford Sync is still kind of taking up a little bit of it over here. But there's this button here you can tap, and it's actually going to full screen CarPlay, so you just get more of an immersive experience. That's how I prefer to use it. That's not required. It's just a handy little hint. If you need to get out of CarPlay, you can hit home, you get back to your other settings, and do whatever you need to do. And then to get back into it, you can see here it says Apple CarPlay. Hit the button and it's going to bring you back into it. If you're using Android Auto, the same thing. It's going to say Android Auto and then the name of your device. Hit that icon and it's going to go back to your device. Sync 4 also supports wireless connectivity with Android devices, so the steps that I went through on here will be similar. When you're connected to CarPlay, you have access to all the normal features of your phone. Same thing with Android Auto. So you can use a voice assistant that's built into that. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to show you how to make a phone call. So on the steering wheel, there's a couple of different buttons here that allow phone controls. And there's a voice one here. So if I hold this in, call Dean Corrigal.
Calling Dean Corrigal mobile.
Holding that button in is going to bring up the voice assistant, and you can ask any sort of prompt that you like. Get directions to a gas station.
One option is Clearview St. Marlow Gas Bar on Highway 59 in...
And now I have navigation just through my device. If you don't want to connect your device, you can use the built-in navigation. Ford Sync 4 also has built-in navigation. But since most people like to connect their device to their coach, I find that this is the simplest and best way to do it. So in order to use the built-in Ford navigation, you need to make sure that you've connected the transit chassis to the Ford Pass app. That's going to activate the service. And once you've done that, you can tap on the map and you can start using this map service. So we can make it full screen by tapping on that. And now we can use the search function to search for different things. So let's say we need to search for a gas station. We can tap on gas stations. And it's going to show some nearby gas stations. Tap one and hit start.
Obey traffic laws. Be alert and use voice commands while driving. Proceed to the highlighted road.
So now we have navigation right on here. It'll also show, if you scroll to the navigation page on this display, you'll also be able to see the instructions for the next turns and so on. You can end that here. You can also use the built-in Ford Assistant to search for destinations. So if I press this button, get directions to a gas station.
Which item would you like?
1.
Starting route Tacoma.
So I can also do it hands-free that way without having to tap on the screen at all. There's 2 ways to change settings for the navigation. You can either go into the Maps application and hit Menu, and these are all the different settings, or you can do it through the main settings page, go to Settings, Sync Navigation, and these settings are all the same as that previous page. So you can choose your map orientation, whether it's 3D with the heading up, 2D with the heading up, or 2D with north up. You can choose the voice settings. You can either have voice and tones, voice only, or tones only. You can choose to display traffic on the map or not. You can specifically say that you want to avoid certain things on the route. So you can avoid highways, avoid toll roads, avoid tunnels, avoid country borders, avoid ferries. And any of those that are checked, it's automatically going to avoid that. Show on map, you can show, so when you're just viewing the general map, it'll show things by default. So let's say you wanted gas stations to show up, it will do that. Trailer routing, you can turn that on to enable if you're towing a vehicle. I'm not currently towing a vehicle, so I can't set that up, but you can just optimize it for that. You can input your trailer height and so on. Weather, you can see what the current weather is, and you can also see the weather at the destination if you have a destination programmed in, or view the radar map. And more settings, you can choose some other preferences. So you can choose to use carpool lanes. You can enable dynamic rerouting. So if it sees that there's a faster route, it'll automatically do that, or it can ask you to confirm. You can choose your preferred route type, fastest or the most eco-friendly, and you can enable the breadcrumb setting. For alerts, you can alert for school zones, for railroad alerts, and for cross-country borders. And you can enable or disable predictive destinations. Predictive destinations based on where you regularly drive. Those are the settings for the built-in Ford navigation. You have search functionality, and you can use the built-in Ford Sync voice assistant to interact with the system. Set the temperature to 22 degrees Celsius.
Setting temperature to 22 degrees.
So that's one of the ways that you can interact with the Ford system. If you want to access the built-in Ford voice assistant, even if your phone is paired, there's a distinct way you need to use this voice control button. So if you just tap the button, a quick press, that's going to activate the Ford system. If your phone is connected and you want to activate the voice assistant from your Android-based phone or your iPhone, holding that button is going to bring that up. So I'm going to show what that looks like. I'm going to press the button and use the Ford Sync Assistant to adjust the cabin temperature, and then I'm going to get directions using Siri. Set the temperature to 20 degrees Celsius.
Setting temperature to 20 degrees.
So now the temperature has been adjusted. You can see it reflected here. And now if I hold this button in, I'm going to get Siri. Get directions to the closest gas station.
One possibility I see is Clearview St. Milo gas.
So that just shows how we can use both of those systems in parallel. Now I'm going to demonstrate some of the functions of the radio system. This has AM and FM radio as well as Sirius XM radio. Comes with a trial. So I'm going to turn on the audio system. Right now it's connected to my phone using CarPlay. I'm going to change that, and I'm going to change it to FM radio. So it's currently set to a station, but if I want to scan for stations, I can do that. So I can hit this button. It's going to automatically find the next closest station. I can keep scrolling through. Once you find a station that you want, you can save it to your favorites. So to save it to your favorites, these are your favorites here. You can save AM, FM, satellite radio, all in the same section. So right now I'm set to 107.7. If I hold it in here, it'll save it as a preset, and there's my preset there. So now I have a couple different presets, and you can keep doing that. Especially when you're changing locations, the radio stations available, of course, change, and that's an easy way to do that. If you know a specific station, sometimes you're traveling down the road, you see a sign that says tune to 87.9 for travel updates or weather updates. To easily do that, hit direct tune, 87.9, enter. It's going to change to that station. So that's how you can directly, it's essentially how you would have replaced the old dial style. The same thing applies for AM radio, so I change my sources to AM. You can scroll through and find the ones that you want and save them to your favorites. And of course, Sirius XM radio, same concept. A little bit different how you browse here, but if I hit browse, I can choose different categories. There's a For You category. So I can browse these different categories. I can scroll between pages like this. There's music, there's sports, there's news. The availability of different stations on Sirius XM may vary depending on the subscription that you have, but if you find a station that you want to listen to, let's say I want to listen to this one, the same thing applies. I'll save it to my favorites simply by holding that, and now that's part of my presets. It's as easy as that. To play audio from a Bluetooth device, you can do that here. Since my phone is connected to CarPlay, wireless CarPlay connects to this device using Wi-Fi, so I don't need to use Bluetooth. I can just hit CarPlay, and it's playing songs from my Spotify on my iPhone. One last thing on the stereo system, if you'd like to adjust the fade, balance, treble, etc., this sound button is visible on any of the audio pages, and you can adjust that by sliding it or using the arrow keys. And balance left or right is done this way. So now I'm going to show you how you can connect a Bluetooth device to the Ford Sync 4 system. So click on Settings, Phone List, and Add Phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
I'm going to go to Settings on my phone, go to Bluetooth, and look for my device, and look for the Ford Transit. Tap on it.
Confirm that the pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
Okay, so I just got to make sure those are the same. Tap yes. All right, now my phone's
For
paired.
your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
If you pair a device that supports Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, it's actually going to ask you to enable CarPlay right away. If you pair a different device, it'll function as a regular music player, but you can go ahead and enable CarPlay right away this way, and it's going to allow you to do it with the normal prompts on the screen. So then we're back to where we were before with the CarPlay. Now to remove a phone or device, go back to phone list, phone settings, tap on that trash can, and it's going to remove the device. Looking at a couple of the other settings, sync navigation settings, most of these aren't accessible because navigation is not activated on this, but you can set up some of the different settings for navigation there. If you're using CarPlay or Android Auto for navigation, those settings are not going to apply. Sound is what we looked at before. Under clock, you can set your time or you can turn on 24-hour mode. General is where we can change our distance and temperature units as well as enable or disable the touch screen beep as well as some other regulatory information. Calm screen button, it just mirrors the same thing as pressing this physical button. You can also adjust the brightness here, and you can leave it on automatic day or night. If you want it on night mode, this is what it's going to look like at night. If you have the mode on automatic, it's going to change to this dark version when it's dark outside and stay at the light version when it's bright outside. Connectivity allows you to manage some of the connected features of the sync system, Bluetooth, wireless app projection, that's talking about wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto, Wi-Fi hotspot. Most of these settings you shouldn't need to touch, but if you do feel the need to, this is where you can find them. You can set up the vehicle hotspot, mobile apps, perform any software updates, configure this Ford Assistant, so that's what we talked about with the steering wheel control here. We can set up something called a wake word for the Ford Assistant. So if I turn this on, we have a few different wake words that we can use. We can say, OK Ford, we can say OK Ford Pass, we can say different things like Hello Ford, OK Ford Sync, OK Ford Pass, or just simply OK Ford. When you have that wake word set up, it's automatically going to bring up the Ford Assistant when you say that without having to press that button. So if I say OK Ford, set the temperature to 21 degrees.
Setting temperature to 21 degrees.
I can do that completely hands-free. So that's how you control that. If you want to find out which commands the Ford Assistant supports, if you go to Voice Command Help, you can choose these different categories and learn about which type of commands you can give it. So if I would go into mobile apps, for example, it gives me a list of different things I can do, such as launch app, app help, quit app, etc. It tells me which climate things I can do. So it's just a good reference point for those different things. Finally, you have your settings for 911 Assist as well as Valet Mode. Valet Mode, you can put a pin and it will lock the system so that no one can change it. Finally, you can also access the Ford Transit Owner's Manual directly on here. And to get to that, tap on Features and then Owner's Manual. It's going to load it up and it allows you to search it as well as browse through it to find different things that you're looking for regarding the Ford Transit. So let's say I'm looking for something such as windshield wiper. Okay. How to turn them on. And it gives me an excerpt from the manual right there. Or wanted to search for oil. So we've got information about the engine oil capacity right here. 6 quarts or 5.7 liters, tells you which oil to use. So it's a great quick reference right there. So I can bookmark that and easily get back to it. Now, when I'm on the main screen, hit bookmarks, and there's my bookmarks. Very easy to use. You can also browse by category if you're just not sure what to search for. or use a visual search. That's everything on the main Sync 4 infotainment screen. Now I'm going to show everything that we can do on the dash display as well as the steering wheel controls. I'm going to change the unit. So earlier we switched it over from miles to kilometers, and now I'm going to show how you can switch it back using the steering wheel controls. So I'm going to scroll down until I get to settings, this one, and now I'm going to hit menu and scroll down to display, hit OK. And here I have the option to change my measurement unit. So if I click on this one, scroll down to miles and miles per gallon, and click OK, and I'll go back. You can see that I've changed my units back to miles per hour. This is the same thing that you would accomplish by changing it on this display. This way you can keep your eyes on the road a little bit better, but it's easier, in my opinion, to do it on there. Right now, in this star, which they call My View, you can choose what you'd like to be displayed. Right now I have a digital speedometer, but if I click menu now, I can choose different things. So I could show my fuel economy, I could show my current trip as well as audio, so that's the song that's currently playing, and I could choose a calm screen, which is just nothing. I like the digital speedometer because it's centered, it's easy to glance at. Here you can see the current status of driver assistance. So if I was using my active cruise control, it would show if there was a car in front of me. It would show me if the lanes are being detected on the sides as well. You can also hit menu to control some of these things. So you can disable traction control, you can configure your pre-collision assistance, you can configure speed sign recognition, you can configure your lane keeping system, and you can turn driver alert on and off, as well as configure your cruise control. Currently it's set to adaptive. You can also set your speed limiter, which is controlled on the other side of the steering wheel. Navigation, if you have an active navigation on the forward navigation, it will show instructions on here. Otherwise, it will show you a compass. You can also navigate to previous destinations, favorites, point of interest right on here. You can control your audio. So you can go to your different presets on your radio or change your source. You can also go forward and back from the current song if you're playing audio. You can see the status of your phone. So right now I can see that my signal. You can also see your past call log in there. And finally, settings. So under information, I can just see what the status of the two seatbelts are. I can also see how many hours are on the engine. Display is where we configured our units before. We can change our temperature unit. We can change our tire pressure unit as well. Driver assistance, this screen is the same as the other one. It's just a different way to get to it. And vehicle settings, I can configure chimes. So information is if there's like an alert, it will chime if there's an alert, if that's enabled. Lighting, you can turn on or off auto high beam assist, as well as the delay on that. Locks, you can enable or disable auto unlock. A few different settings there. Your remote start configuration. You can choose the duration and the climate control system. Wipers, courtesy wipe is anytime you start it, it'll just do a quick wipe, and you can disable or enable the rain sensing wipers. And finally, vehicle maintenance. So you can see your oil life remaining, and then of course, tire pressure monitoring is equipped on all transit chassis that we order from Ford. So we can see our current tire pressure in whatever units. We have it set to PSI right now. You can also set it to kilopascals. So you can see the pressure of all 6 tires right now. So those are all the settings that you can control, as well as all the various screens. Finally, there's your trip screen, so you can see your current trip 1, your average fuel economy on that trip, your distance on that trip, as well as your remaining distance. If you hold in OK, it's going to reset that to nothing. You can also go to trip 2, and you can reset individual values as well as configure a view. If I configure the view, I can choose which of those things I want to show. So that's all controlled with these 5 buttons here. These 3 buttons are used to control either your infotainment system, your phone, or your audio. So if I press this button once, set temperature to 20 degrees.
Setting temperature to 20 degrees.
This allows me to interact with the Ford Assistant. If I'm on a phone call, I can either answer an incoming call by pressing this, or I can hang up a call that I'm already on by pressing this. Or if I'm listening to audio, I can skip forward or back on the song. So if I went to audio, you can see that's the song that's playing. If I hit this button, it's going to go to the next song, and I can go back as well. So those are audio controls if you're not on a phone call. All right, that's everything for the Ford Sync 4 infotainment system. Great system, super easy to use, very easy to connect Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I hope this helps you use it. Josiah from Leisure Travel Vans.